Hello and welcome to part 2 of this tutorial, how to draw a section in AutoCAD. We'll look at this section, our second section that's due. Very similar to the first section that we just drew. The elevations are all the same. This wall is the same, this wall is the same, the floors. So we're going to be copying a lot of this over. More so is this entire elevation is kind of a mirror copy or mirrored image of the elevation that we drew. So we may start with our elevation as a basis for this section in AutoCAD. Here's the elevation that I was referring to. So this is an elevation that we drew last week. And here's where the section is going to be cut through our building. So that elevation is standing here looking this way. Our section is now going to be cut through the building here, through the stairs, through the front door, and looking towards this bedroom. So we'll be looking this way. So one of the first things I want to do is copy my floor plan over and then rotate it. So rotate, select the object, right click, select a base point, left click, move the mouse up, and I rotated the plan counterclockwise 90 degrees so that the front door is on the right, this bedroom bump out is up the page. So now we will, based on this section cut line, we'll be looking at things in this house. So we're going to cut through this stair. You'll see this door or hall opening. Maybe this door. You'll see this wall corner. So my next move is to align the second floor with this first floor. So I'm going to put construction lines, vertical construction lines on the corners of this building. Then I'll move, I'm going to copy, right click, base point, and then rotate also the second floor. So here it is, rotate, select objects, right click, left click, space point, left click to rotate. So I'm going to move, so I want both floors aligned vertically over this section. So I'm moving this over to the construction line. Alright, now I'm going to add 2 more construction lines just inbound on the interior side, the sheetrock side of the wall. So I'm going to take my elevation that I drew, this one. Let's look at this section. Really all I want from this is this shell and the roof overhang, the porch. I'm going to use that for a basis. I don't really have to, but I'm going to anyway. But the first thing I want to do is mirror this elevation so that the porch is on this side. See, here's the porch overhang. So I'm going to click on mirror, select this object, right click, left click somewhere around the middle for a base point. I'll move the mouse up, left click again, erase the source object, yes. Now I'll move this elevation into alignment with the floor plans, and now erase all irrelevant information that I'm not going to need for this section. So now, getting rid of these trim boards. I'm going to trim everything out that's inside the perimeter of these exterior walls. Okay, I'm going to start with this. Now, let's just get this out of here. Since I've already established and drawn some of the insides or reference lines in this section, so I'm just going to copy now one wall of this section over to this one. So if we've drawn it nicely over here, I'm going to copy the whole, all the way down, this wall, footing. I'm going to copy this slab, only one side, floors, and I'll grab the ceiling as well. Copy, paying attention to the base point, which is the exterior wall, over to here, right on this exterior wall. Oh, so it was important, I did this off screen and prior to the beginning of this video, that these align. When you bring the other elevation over to try and start working it into a section, make sure these graphics or drawings align, vertically, alright, horizontally. So these align. I copied a wall from here to here. Now, what do I want to do next? I'm going to extend. So under trim, I'll hit extend. Left click the line where I want to extend the lines to. Right click, and then I'll select all the lines I want to extend to it. Now I'll copy this footing over. Since it's centered on the wall, I can use that. Missing a line here. Okay, let's check back in on this. So these walls are going to go up to what appears to be a ridge beam and be trimmed open. You'll see here the floors get cut out for the stair. But I'm going to trim the floors and walls now and clean everything up, knowing that I'll have to come back and create those stair openings. So how big is this ridge beam? Let's go with 14 inches. Trim. I'm going to trim everything. That was extend. Alright, here we go. Trim. I think it went like this. Let's see. Yep. So just trimming. I'm just cleaning this up now. Here's what I'm left with. So that's the basic shell or shape of the section. Let's look at these stairs, right? So we're cutting through this stair. The opening will probably, it's happening here. We'll offset some kind of stringer and show a landing. And where does the ceiling get cut out? Well, this wall will be brought down from above. This is the closet, I'm guessing. So, back at our section. Let's see. Here we go. So, I'm doing vertical construction lines. Right click, vertical. And I'm going to place one at the bottom of the stair. Actually, I'll just do them all. I'm going to place construction lines for every one of these tread lines until we get to there. So there's my staircase. It starts here. And then it goes up however many risers. So here's how I'll calculate this. What's the exact floor to floor? It's 10 foot 1 1/4. That's 121.25 inches. So if I come down here to calculator. So we've had 121.25 inches. The code maximum riser height is 7 3/4 inches. So if I take my overall height rise divided by 7 3/4, 7.75. That's the riser height. This tells me I need 16 risers. Okay, 16 risers. So now I'll go back, 121.25 inches. That was my total run. Now divided by 16 risers gives me 7.57 inches. That's my equally divided risers, 7.57. So that's pretty close to 7 5/8, but I'm going to enter this in exactly in AutoCAD. So starting here, starting at the bottom, I'm going to come up 7.5, I think it was 7. And then go over to the next line. Now, since I created one, I could keep doing that exercise, or I can copy it using this for a base point and bringing it to the end of the tread or bottom of the riser. So we get to here. Yeah, don't do too many. So there's a line here. Let's see if we end up with 3 feet on this landing. No, that's 2. Length 3, 4. Okay, that's it. That's our landing. I'll erase these lines. So that's how I calculated that stair. Now let's show a thickness here. This is a big structure. I'm going to call it 18 inches. So what I'm doing now is offsetting. I'm going to offset this. And so I'll take a line at the bottom of my stair, and I'll offset that 18 inches. Looks a little thick. Okay. Let's just try 12. See how that looks. I'm using chamfer here. Click. Alright, the stair is going to run into this bottom wall, or bottom floor line. So I'm using chamfer. Cleaning this up. I'll delete this line. And there's the stair. Okay. I don't know what this is. So, use that same technique and figure out the stairs down here. These are doors brought down. This window you could take from your exterior elevation. The porch is here. So looking at these symbols, how we get these elevation markers in here, we'll go to View, Tool Palettes, Structural, Elevation symbol, Imperial. Just drag that in and drop it. Hit OK. Right. This text can be modified. You'll call it for each of the levels. Right. Just double click on this. Call this whatever you want. Second floor plan. And there it is. So those are your 2 sections. They'll be set up on sheets. You know, similar fashion as we've been doing since the beginning. I'll click on this viewport. Put this to the correct scale, 3/16. Right, 2 sections. There's how they get going.